Hello. Thank you for joining Parkinson Voice Project for today's online Speak Out Home practice session. My name is Samantha Allenderry. I'm a speech language pathologist and the founder of Parkinson Voice Project. We are the only nonprofit organization in the whole world solely dedicated to helping you and everyone with Parkinson's regain and retain your speech and your swallowing. Today we are going to be talking about amusement parks. So before we get started, let's all give our best smile. We need to practice smiling with intent. Every morning when you get up and you brush your teeth, I want you to look in your mirror and I want you to practice smiling, because the smile in Parkinson's does not always feel like it actually looks. So I want you to be looking in the mirror. Give your best smile. When you get the smile that you really like, I want you to think about how it feels. Most likely it feels like it's very exaggerated. So how it looks and how it feels will be different. That's the tricky part with Parkinson's. All right, give me your best smile. Very good. Take your sip of water and we will get started with the first speak out exercise. Sandy brought in these flowers today. We did not color coordinate. That just happened. We're starting with the first speak out exercise, the warm up. I want you to lift your voice. Lift it and project it up and over your computer. Here we go. May, me, my, make it fly forward. Ready? May, me, my, moo. There's a difference between yelling and projecting your voice. Okay, we are speaking out. Let's do it again. May, me, my, very good. Again. May, me, my, moo. Really exaggerate. I know it feels funny, but do it anyway. We're working the muscles that we use for speaking and swallowing. One more warm up. May, me, my, moo. Very nice. Take your sip of water. If you have not signed into the chat yet, please go ahead and do that. Just put your first name, where you're from, no login, no password necessary. At the end of the day, the chat messages disappear. They go away. We can't even access them after the session, okay? Next, we're moving on to the ahs. Deliberately open your mouth wide. Again, how it feels to you might be different from how it really is. Oftentimes, people with Parkinson's feel like they're opening their mouth wide and it's very small, just like small walking and small writing. You might use a mirror to make sure that you are opening your mouth wide, because these are the muscles we use to control our drooling, to chew our food, to articulate our words. So we need the mouth to be deliberately wide and then project the ah forward. Here we go. Ah. Opening the mouth wide will make sure that the sound is actually ah, not or ooh, anything like that. Ah, ready? Ah. If the sound isn't clear, try to project out a little bit more. Ready? Ah. Let's do a shorter one. It's okay if your is short. Even if it's 2 or 3 seconds, if it's a nice clear sound, that's great. That's much more important than holding it out longer and it doesn't sound clear. Let's do one more. We're done with the ahs. Take a sip of water. We're moving on to the glides. I want you to project out a steady ah first. Okay, steady ah. That means I'm taking control. I've got this ah, and then I'm ready to start gliding. Here we go. Ah. Ah. Good. We want a glide. All right. Again. Ah. Ah. The tricky part about the glide, usually on the way down, the voice wants to go back here. Parkinson's always wants to bring the voice back here, and you need to speak out. So on the way down, think of a roller coaster. We're talking about theme parks today. Roller coaster is going down and out. Hey, that sounded pretty good. I did a glide. Did you hear it? Down and out. Say that with me. Ready? Down and out. I have never done that before in my 25 years, but it might be a way to get that lower glide if you're having trouble. Let's do it again. Down and out. Try it again. Ready? Down and out. Let's do an ah and then glide down. Ready? Ah. Now let's do one from the beginning. This will be our last one. Ready? Ah. Ah. That's enough practice with the glides. Grab your cup or your glass. Take your sip of water with intent. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the most effort, how much effort are you putting forth into your speak out exercises? It needs to feel like effort, and it needs to feel like a lot. Again, we're not yelling, we're not screaming, we're speaking out, but it should take effort. It's your workout. This is your vocal workout. It should not feel like regular conversation. We're now moving on to the counting exercise. I want you to lift every number, project it up and over your computer. We're going to connect the numbers in each row and stop at the end of each row. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Very nice. Let's do it again. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Notice that we are being very deliberate and purposeful. We are in control of our voice, not Parkinson's. Even if you are stuttering or talking too rapidly, the key is speaking out. Let's go from 12 and go backward. Here we go. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Lift your voice. 3, 2, 1. I am getting a good workout. I hope you are too. Take your sip of water. We'll move on to the reading. Theme parks. Have you been to a theme park this summer, or will you be going? That's something you can chat. We're going to start off with our reading exercise. Reading builds strength and endurance. When you read, every word needs to be with intent. You are projecting your voice forward. It is going up and over a tennis net. Imagine. Every word has to make it over the net. It can't tip the net. It can't fall in the net. Each word is flying forward over the net. For the highlighted words, imagine that those words are flying all the way to the serving line on the other end of the court. So the first one would be, theme parks are popular places for vacations. Together. Theme parks are popular places for vacations. Let's do it again together. Theme parks are popular places for vacations. The reading exercise should be a lot stronger than when you're talking in conversation. All right, lifting every word. Ready? In 2023, 410.6 million people visited theme parks. This is hard. Let's try it again. In 2023, 410.6 million people visited theme parks. You don't think about the breathing. You only think about speaking out. You will take your breath when you need to. Ready? The first Disney theme park opened in 1955. Speak out again. The first Disney theme park opened in 1955. I think many of you know one of my assistants, Julie. She's in this picture on the far left. Several years ago, we went with our Parkinson voice advocates. In this picture, you see Laura and David, who have both been in our program over 10 years. We were presenting at the National Speech Pathology Convention, and it happened to be in Florida. Julie had never been to Disney World before, Disneyland, and David and Laura waited for 2 hours in the teacup line just so that Julie could ride the teacups, and they were so sweet. They said they felt like they had their granddaughter with them, and it was a lot of fun. And so Julie had this picture. It's very special to her. She has it saved on her phone, and we wanted to share that today. Let's go ahead and read this next sentence. The oldest theme park was developed in Denmark in 1583. Did you make it all the way to the serving line? Read it again. The oldest theme park was developed in Denmark in 1583. Very nice. Take a sip of water with intent. The next part of the Speak Out therapy exercises is to work on using your intentional speech in conversation. So you have to think a little bit more. The answers aren't just written down for you to read, and you have to speak out. This is closer to real life conversation. Name 3 theme parks or amusement parks. Say every single word with intent. Let's read these together and lift and speak out. Ready? Disney World, Six Flags, Universal Studios. When we say studios, don't let it trail off. Read these again. Disney World, Six Flags, Universal Studios. Now the next one. Name 3 rides at a theme park. Say each one with intent. Read these. Roller coasters, teacups, Ferris wheel. And one more prompt. Name 3 foods you can enjoy at a theme park. Ready? Ice cream, corn dog, funnel cake. Again, ice cream, corn dog, funnel cake. I know they're terrible for you, but when I go to a theme park, I have to have a corn dog and I have to have a funnel cake. All right, we're going to move on to Dr. Boone's words. Exaggerate the G's, the K's, and the NG's. Those sounds force the back of the tongue to go up. And that's a real problem with swallowing for people with Parkinson's. They don't elevate their tongue enough. Don't elevate. All right, let's say each one twice. Goo, la, gang, ga, ga. Again. Goo, la, gang, ga, ga. And the next one. Ku, ka, man, goo, ka. Exaggerate. Ku, ka, man, goo, ka. Next one. Gangla. Again. Gangla. And the last one. Kukla. Kukla. Take a sip of water. We're going to move on to the bonus reading. Here's the bell. Read this with me with intent. And remember that you can download today's reading material, take what you learned in the session, and practice, practice, practice. All right, here we go. Disneyland opened on July 17th, 1955. The $17 million theme park was built on 160 acres of former orange groves in Anaheim, California. Today, Disneyland hosts more than 18 million visitors a year. Repeat the last sentence. Today, Disneyland hosts more than 18 million visitors a year. Okay, and I want to introduce something to you. We have a new ending for our online Speak Out Home practice sessions. I'm going to play it in a second. That will be the end, and I would love for you to give us some feedback in the chat or at intent@parkinsonvoiceproject.org. Our new digital marketing team came up with this. Are you ready? Thank you for joining us.